everybody, Rudy MVP here, part 2 of the ADX. And I want to explain a little bit more about the ADX, and we'll go into some examples here on some various markets. As far as markets go, when we think about markets and a lot of technical analysis books we read and such, it's been said over and over again that markets spend most of their time going sideways. And a third of the time, 3 or 4 months out of a given year, the market may actually trend, where the other 7 to 8 months it'll just be going sideways. So let's think about that for a second. So then that means that if I'm a trend trader, there's probably only 1 to 3 good moves per year in a market. So let's kind of combine that theory of markets going sideways most of the time and combine it with the ADX. Now in the first video, I talked about the ADX, the blue line. I don't pay attention to this black or red line, okay? So it's just the ADX, just blue line I'm looking at. The ADX rises in bull markets and rises in bear markets. It's a trend following indicator. Okay? A rising ADX does not mean a bull market. It means a trending market. Okay? So it could be up or down. And we'll go through some examples so we can see that. Now this first example, here in wheat, we got some good support right in this area. Wheat broke out of support. Been going sideways for 3, actually 4, about 5 months. It goes off this chart, about 5 months. Wheat broke support. The ADX turned up with the breakout. Okay? Now this might not look like a big move, but this wheat has gone parabolic, and so the chart's really scrunched up. So between each of these lines you see here, that's 20 cents in wheat, which is $1,000 a contract on the futures exchange. So it wasn't a big move at all, but you definitely wouldn't have gotten hurt unless you don't use a stop, or and so the ADX went with the breakout. So you go short, and right in here the ADX hooks down, telling me that the bear market was over. And it just so happened that it was this time. So I go, okay, I'll take my little profit and stand on the sidelines. And the ADX started to fall. Okay. When the ADX falls, we'll get into this a little bit later, but when the ADX is doing this sideways, or when the ADX peaks above 30 and starts falling, there's most of the time there's no trend in the market. There will be an exception, and we will go over that later. But all we care about now is looking at the few times a year that a market actually trends. Okay. So over here, let's look at our other example, the trade of the year in wheat, and probably the only one worth taking, in my opinion. Here we have wheat going sideways. We got good resistance here. This actually goes back further also off the chart. We got good resistance here. The market breaks out. The ADX is already rising like a week before the breakout, but there was no reason to go long down here. There was no, for me anyway, there was no reason to be bullish this market a week ago. But now there is, since we broke resistance. Market breaks resistance, ADX is rising with the breakout. Bingo, I'm long. Okay. Now I'm going to stay long this market until the ADX hooks down. Or if this market just goes nuts, parabolic, I'll use some kind of money management stop, which we'll see later in the move here. So one of the toughest things when we get in the trade is we're not sure when to take a profit. We get ahead a little bit. We're up a couple grand here, And we're like, gosh, I don't know, I'd like to take this profit here, and you don't want the market to come down and take it all away. You're not sure where to get out. The ADX will help us with that. If you get on a trending market, either up or down, as long as that ADX is rising, you want to stay in that trade. Okay? Even through this right here, where the market kind of paused and went sideways for a little bit, what did the ADX do? The ADX was telling me, don't worry, stay in. Okay? So that gave me confidence to sit through this. And the market exploded. We had this big, huge, wild day here, which that's a dead giveaway of a top, but then the next day, the ADX flattens out, hooks down, and we're out the next day, right in this area, at about the 740 mark. So, do we get out the exact top? No, that's just not going to happen. But, long here, out here, that's a pretty good run right there. Now, so if markets trend only have 1 to 3 good trends per year, and we just had a huge monster one right here, and then we get stopped out, and we're on the sidelines. Okay, I took my 8 grand or whatever profit out of wheat through this move here. What do you do with wheat now? Well, nothing. Okay. When this ADX gets above this 30 area, where we got our, can't see it, but 32, but there's a 30 right here, this 30 area. Some people use the 40, but this 30 area, when that thing hooks down, that's telling you the trend's over, or it's going to take a breather for a while. And since then, since the ADX is hooked down, there, for me anyway, as a position trader, there's nothing here for me. There's nothing at all here for me. The ADX is drifting lower, bunched up, nothing. There's just nothing there. So far this year, we've had 1, 2 trades in wheat. Rest of the time, what's it been doing? It's been going sideways. And, look at the ADX. Nothing. Until we broke support, it didn't do anything. Until we broke resistance, it wasn't doing anything. Then we went, blow off top, and the market just kind of set back. Because when I trade, I don't care about this, and I don't care about this. This is meaningless to me, and this is meaningless to me. I want the trades that happen 1 to 3 times per year. I want these one-directional babies right here. This is what I want. I don't care about this garbage, and I don't care about this garbage. Okay, unless there's some kind of bullish divergence on the MACD, there's nothing there for me. And you can spot these breakouts, find your support and resistance levels, and if that ADX breaks out and goes with that market, that is a pretty good indication you're going to go into a trend. Now, we had this breakout here. I mean, we could have topped the very next day. I don't know. Nobody knows. And that's the part of trading. We don't know. We're using probabilities here. Okay? The ADX could have hooked down over here. We don't know. But if a market's been going sideways for a long time and all of a sudden it breaks out and the ADX is going with it, that it's a decent probability you're entering a trending mode. Now when it tops, hooks over, I'm done, I walk away. Okay, wow, 10 minutes already. I'm going to do a part 3, so stay tuned for that one. Thanks a lot.